The lighting in this video this week is a little on the off side. Good afternoon. Hey, how are you doing? Hope you've had a fantastic week, because we sure have here. So where do I start? Oh, let's start with this. Good afternoon. It's Friday, November 2nd, 2018. With this week's Interactive, my name is Brandon Devnich. This is Interactive number 104, where we share what we are passionate about and what we've been working on in the i3D Themes and Pegasus.com Design and Code Labs. Yeah, as I said, fantastic. That's my word. I hope you've had a great week. I know I've been feeling great the last couple days. I think it's in contrast. I was under the weather the last couple weeks, and this week I'm feeling, right now, excellent. Also, we've had a really great week for development, a really great week of interacting with our clients, getting projects done. It's been a really awesome week. You know, sometimes you really need that. Monday was a little hard to get going. Monday morning. I don't know about you. Mondays are not normally hard for me to get going. I love getting in the command chair. This is my rig. I'm in control here. I love doing what I do. My hands on the keyboard, get into coding, getting into problem solving, creating new features. It's not just a business. It's not just what I do for a living. It's what I am, right? When you get an opportunity to do that, do what you want to do, there's always the bumps in the road that happen along the way. It's part of the cycle. It's part of the process. It's part of what it is that you do. But when you love doing it, Monday morning is definitely not hard. In fact, it's like, it's my time. It's what I get to do. But this Monday was a little hard. I think it's because I was pretty tired. Having been sick the previous week, just getting the energy back can be real tough. But here we are. We made it through the work week, because my week here works Monday to Fridays. Many entrepreneurs can work, on weekends or whatnot in the evenings. I have a young family. I have 2 young boys and a wife and a dog. And the weekends are for the family. The evenings are for the family. Although sometimes business does spill over a little bit here and there. If there's ever like a support issue that needs to be dealt with now, it can happen. But generally speaking, weekends are for the family. And so we normally work Monday through Friday here. I do work a long day. I start my day at 5 in the morning, and I usually end about 5. There's usually a brief window where, because I'm a family man, I take time to go back to getting the kids ready for school, getting them off to school, getting their lunches made. If you're a parent or you've ever been a parent, you understand what that's like. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Excuse me. But that's also part of life, right? But generally I work 5 to 5 with a bit of a break in the morning for an hour and a half or so for that sort of stuff. But because it's a way of life. And Mondays are not normally hard. Getting out of bed in the morning is not hard, because your feet hit the ground and you're running because it's what you love. You eat it up. And not all weeks are necessarily like that, because there are other things going on and you get a lot of distractions going on. But this was a great week. This is fantastic. So I hope you've had a fantastic week as well, because having off weeks, not much fun, right? Not much fun. Anyways, why has this been a fantastic week? Well, it's been a fantastic week for a number of reasons. First of all, Colin in the Design Lab, he has made excellent progress on his Bootstrap 4 design that he's going to be releasing as a website template and WordPress theme. He's been working on the content sections for a couple of pages already. I went out to lunch with him today, and he was filling me in on all of this, and so it's great. He's also been working on a lot of content transfers, some website setups that have been very, very large, and he's also running interference for me. He mans the phones while I am deep in code, because generally when I'm deep in code, if I get distracted with a phone call, it's really hard to get back to what you were just thinking about. So he does a lot of he runs interference for me. I am eternally grateful for this. So, but he has been very productive this week. In a couple weeks, he's taking a couple weeks off. So he needs to get all of his work done by then, because I'm going to have to be picking up the phone an awful lot while he's taking his couple weeks off. But in any case, so that's been great for him. For me, well, last Friday we released version 1.13 of the Pegasus Accelerator WordPress optimization web performance plugin. If you've ever heard me talk about it before, you know what I'm talking about. I've been going on about this for 18 months. If you've not heard me talk about this before, it is our passion. Web performance, making websites fast, is our passion. And if you've ever used a WordPress site, you know they can be slow. The WordPress platform is like 500,000 lines of code. It's a beast. It has to make database connections. Slow to load, lots of plugins, lots of bloat here and there. We developed a plugin that makes it stupid fast. Ridiculously fast. And it's called Pegasus. You install it to your WordPress site, you sign up. Within minutes, your website is ridiculously fast. And we can prove it now, because that's the other awesome thing I want to tell you about in just a minute. But we released version 1.13 on Friday, and it required just a small patch, just 3 lines of code. I'm going to say Wednesday, we noticed that there was a performance issue. And I want to say thank you. This is where I take the time. Thank you to our developers and our SEOs and the agencies that work with us that use Pegasus. We have an incredible set of clients that give us feedback and are extremely patient. There's one in particular that I'm not going to be naming names, but there's one situation. He has a development company, web development company, and for his clients he likes to use this one hosting platform. And we've been trying to get Pegasus to work efficiently with this hosting platform, and it has been a bit of a challenge over time. And we finally figured that we've got the right mix of what needs to happen. And unfortunately, this one little bug that was required for this patch really did not sit well with this hosting environment. Luckily, caught it. But I was real. It's like an egg on face thing. I should have caught this bug before, unfortunately. But he was very, very gracious and patient, which I'm very grateful that we have the ability to have clients that are gracious and patient, because we are trying our very best to build a software system that works for as many different environments as possible, but it doesn't always happen. I actually ran a test to see how many lines of code are in the Pegasus system. Okay, get this. There are over 19,000 lines of PHP code that I have written in the plugin. And there's over 10,000 lines of API code that I have written. And I'm not talking about third-party systems that we also use as libraries, but that I've written in the API itself. There's over 30,000 lines of API, or total PHP code in Pegasus to make it work. And I just needed 3 more. 3! To avoid this performance issue. And knowing where to put those 3 lines of code. In any case, it happened. We got the patch out. Everything's working great. Sites that run the updated code much faster. Thank goodness. But anyways, I'm going to go back to what I just said. There is we can now prove that Pegasus will make your website faster. We have something called the simulator. The flight, I'm not calling it the flight simulator because people are going to think that they're going to be taken off in a plane. But imagine Pegasus as a winged horse. I can't, that's my winged horse impersonation. That's going to come back to haunt me later. Taking flight. Well, you get to take a test flight with Pegasus by punching in your website address, and within 5 minutes, it will have run a benchmark scan of your existing site. to find out your page speed scores and all the areas of opportunity that it's just not doing well at. Okay? It will then optimize your HTML code and all of the resources for your homepage on the fly, run it through our system, and tell you what your new page speed score would be based upon those optimizations that we are performing. And it will also run, if you've ever heard of webpagetest.org, WebPageTest is a great tool where you can run a website through it to find out, how fast it's loading and all the different, areas of opportunity as well. We run your existing site as well as the optimized, on the fly version of your homepage. We run them both through WebPageTest, and it tells you what your load time is, your time to first byte, and your first contentful paint, and your DOM content load time, and compares the two side by side and shows you how much faster your website will be with Pegasus. And you can go and check it out. It is on, you can either go to the Pegasus.com homepage, you can go to Pegasus.com, any of the blog pages it has on the right hand side. You can go to simulator.pegasus.com. I'll throw the link up in the comments for the video after I'm done here. But it is, it's sweet. Now it does take about anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes or so to load up the results. It doesn't happen instantly because there's stuff that's got to happen. We gotta go build critical path CSS. We've got to optimize images. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we have to do in order for us to show you what an optimized page is going to be like. Because we run stuff through content delivery networks, all sorts of stuff. But this is what your site. This is how fast your site can be with Pegasus operational on your WordPress site. It's sweet. Now, if you run your site through Pegasus and you find that there's not going to be much improvement, there you go. Maybe you're already doing fantastic, or maybe you've got a website that just is not optimizable. Is that a word? But if you want to see that there can be some dramatic improvement, throw your website address into the simulator, run it, and find out how much faster your website can be. Why do you want a faster website? Do you want a slower website? No. I think we all understand faster websites are better than slower websites, by far. Nobody likes to be waiting. In fact, I had feedback from one client last week who was telling me that his own clients were asking if he got a faster web server because his website is so much faster. Did he get like a super duper hosting platform? Because his website was loading up so much faster now. No, we just run Pegasus. So that was pretty impressive to see and to hear. We've had other feedback from other developers as well that just can't get over how much faster the websites are with Pegasus operational. This is what we love to hear. So in any case, if you have a WordPress website, or you know somebody that does have a WordPress website, tell them to head over to our simulator to see if their website could be faster, and if so, how much faster. In some cases, we can take websites that are loading like in 13 seconds down to 2 seconds load time. That's pretty fast. In any case, so that's why we're excited there. We've had, like I said, we launched the version 1.13 last Friday, which was, that took a month to develop. We've had these patches out this week. We've put in a bunch of new improvements as well, just in this week with the small patches that we've had. We've had the simulator out. We're going to be working towards getting the Accelerator Lite out into the WordPress repository, I hope next week. But everything, now this is the topic of this video is patience. For a number of reasons. We're happy that we're extremely grateful that we have such patient developers that work with us. But the development of Pegasus is not a destination, although we do have some clear milestones that we want to achieve here in the next 6 to 8 months. But it's more, it's a path, right? It's the journey, not the destination. And in fact, that's life is all about the journey. Because if it's all about the destination, we all know what the destination is going to be. But it's about enjoying the journey along the way and enjoying the development life cycle of Pegasus. But I even have it on my watch here. This is the thing about patience. Everything takes longer than you think. Every time I look up at the time, it tells me everything takes longer than you think. And because as much as we would have liked to have had all of our milestones in place already, it takes time to develop this stuff. And there are daily distractions. And this, I'm certain this happens with you as well. It's probably not just me that there are distractions and roadblocks that come up through the week. Just be patient. You will work through them. But in any case, yeah, patience. We would have liked to have had the WordPress repository plugin out 5 weeks ago. Just doesn't happen. There's stuff that happens. It happens. Life happens. Development happens. More features happen. As we call them, feature creep. when we call it when a client changes their mind on some things, it's usually scope creep. You know, the idea that the initial project has changed so dramatically, it's called scope creep. But when the developer comes in and says, well, I'm just going to add this little feature in here, we call that feature creep. It's where everything, the size of the project gets so much larger just by individual little features. And the more features you have, the more you've got to manage. As I said, 30,000 lines of code already with Pegasus. There's a lot of places for little things to run away from you, like the 3 lines of code that I had to put in earlier this week. In any case, as I said, I hope you've had a fantastic week. It's been exceptionally good here. This is going to make coming back in on Monday pretty awesome. And yeah, I hope you've had a great week. Hope you've got good plans for the weekend ahead. I'm going to play Pokemon Go for the first time. My youngest wants to go hunt Pokemons, so that's what we're going to do on Sunday. Hope you've got some exceptionally good plans, whether it involves a smartphone and a young child hunting for imaginary pocket monsters in augmented reality. This should be fun. We're getting outside. Anyways, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you again next week. All right, bye-bye.